I don't see how you can hate from outside of the club. You can't even get in. Leg out.
What to do, YouTube? It's your boy Bright, back with no video. And we got some more drama, some more ignorance. So if you like the daily ignorance, because we upload every day, drop out, you know what's up. CoryxKenshin is being caught up being by women for I can't read. Women previously dated, she's saying he was toxic, manipulative, and abusive. It's like every celebrity, not 80% of celebrities like get exposed to doing something bad to people like later on in the future. Like, and they like I don't know. It's crazy. We're not gonna watch this clip though. We're gonna watch this video. This one got a whole. We're not gonna watch all of this though, but we're gonna see what I'm saying. We're gonna see.
I'm still on.
I'm still on.
Then I woke up again and it was I'm still on.
I'm still on.
Then I woke up again and it was off.
Did you watch me sleep?
Hmm?
Did you watch me sleep?
Yeah, I actually did something to you while you were asleep too.
What?
What?
I'm sorry. I just got this that I do. You know.
What?
I didn't hurt you. You're good, right?
What?
What you do, Corey?
Don't worry about it.
What?
The
What?
very popular content creator CoryxKenshin is currently being accused of a very toxic and abusive relationship by a ex-girlfriend. Now, there is a viral Twitter thread going around right now from this guy named 2Ripe saying, just to spread it around, Panda Ninja XX official on TikTok released an entire timeline regarding
Who
her
is
abusive,
Panda Ninja?
manipulative, and
that her?
absurdly toxic relationship with CoryxKenshin with evidence. I will link her stories below, all in 3 parts. Please share this around so she doesn't go
Yo,
unnoticed.
she had all the Carfax ready to expose him. That's crazy.
And it's at about 5.5 million views, and this was literally posted yesterday at 9:31 p.m. It's currently 1:55 a.m.
Yeah,
by the
I'm
time
late
I'm
to posting
recording this. So I went ahead and looked up Panda Ninja, and I found her TikTok. It's gonna probably censored right here because it's like a picture of her
She only
with
got
like a
7,000
sheer
followers.
shirt
How does
on,
she
and
get
I
this
don't really
so
want to
famous
risk
so
it. I don't want
fast?
to take that gamble with YouTube. Either way, she ended up making a video right here. She posted this video 1 day ago. The first comment, again, 1 day ago. I don't like the way that TikTok like lays out the dates because it's hard to like see what time exactly this was posted, but it starts out like this.
Bacon avocado.
I dated Corey Kenshin, and he hurt me really bad, and I'm not the only one.
One day break up though.
Okay, so she's like hyping up this big reveal of what CoryxKenshin did and how there were other people involved, and it's going to be really bad, right? Obviously, this lady is a content creator
But
herself.
look like she clout chasing a
She
little bit.
looks to be a streamer of some sort. She's definitely not at the following of CoryxKenshin. Mind you, this is CoryxKenshin, 22.5
Damn,
million
he got bullshit.
subscribers just on YouTube. Very popular creator. I'm sure you've seen him somewhere, right? Either way, she ended up
I've never
dropping
watched
this
CoryxKenshin.
video afterwards. This one went more viral than the other one. The truth about your favorite YouTuber. Sharing your story. This is part 1. I'm not doing a story.
I'm not gonna pick no sides. I'm a dreadhead, but it's like, I feel like girls just to put the posts up to the internet. Like if they're really doing weird stuff, bring it to a law. Why you bring it to the internet? Bring it to a law.
Time. Hold on. Let me move this. I'm sharing what I lived. If it feels heavy, it's because it was. Part 2 drops late tonight. Please read with care. Content warning, non-graphic, emotional, mental abuse, manipulation, narcissistic behavior,
Damn.
love bombing,
One of the big words in the
gaslighting,
world.
illness-related trauma, emotional abandonment, and status-fueled cruelty. No graphic details, but it's
Emotional
heavy. And now what
abandonment.
we have here is essentially a slideshow of about 30 images or so, and I will just kind of click it and then read them for you guys. It has music, so I'm just
Thank
gonna
you.
skip that.
You gonna read it for
Dear
us too?
CoryxKenshin, I don't want to do this, but I don't owe you my silence anymore. There's no clean way to start. Just that familiar weight in my chest while the world kept applauding someone who never showed up for me. I was never part of your world publicly. You made sure I stayed close, just far enough to be invisible. Your followers
He doesn't have to do that. He doesn't have to put you on spotlight just because you're dating.
eat up the whole man of faith image you push, but faith without basic decency isn't faith, it's branding. You talk about devotion, but act like hurting people in private doesn't count. That's not devotion, that's hypocrisy. You fooled a lot of people, but not me. When I met you, I was at one of the lowest points in my life. I was still healing, still trying to remember how to love myself after going so long without it. I had all this love and nowhere to put it, and for a moment your attention made me feel seen, like maybe I wasn't invisible anymore. Even writing
I
this
mean,
now,
my
I've been
ex
crying
text
so hard
on
I
the
can
side.
barely breathe. The pain still lives in my body, like it just happened yesterday. I'm not writing this because I still care, I'm writing this because I've cared too much in silence. And there's a blank slide. You ghosted me, not because you were confused, but to teach me a lesson. You made me feel like I
I
had
want to know when they broke up. I stop interrupting this guy, but I want to know when they broke up. Because if they broke up recently and she's doing this now, okay, that's not bad. But if they broke up like a year ago, half a year ago, years ago, and now she's posting, like, yeah, she's looking for 12.
had to shrink just to earn a reply. Every move was calculated, even if I couldn't see it back then. Anytime I tried to speak up, you twisted it into something wrong with me, and while I sat alone, replaying every word, breaking myself apart, just trying to make sense of it, they were out here calling you a positive role model. They'll never know how many nights I cried quietly in my pillow, trying to convince myself it wasn't that bad,
What did
just
he
so I wouldn't
do?
have to admit how deeply it broke me. You never showed up when it mattered. You only came around when it was convenient, when you wanted something, when it was easy. But when I needed care, support, you bare effing minimum, you vanished. That was your punishment. Silent, distant, disappearing like affection was something I had to earn, like loving you too loudly meant I needed to be put in my place. You treated my body, my heart, my time like they were things you could shelve and retrieve whenever it suited you, like I only existed when you needed to feel wanted. You made sure your absence cut deeper than your presence ever comforted, and the worst part, that kind of damage takes effort, so congratulations. And then came the subtle jabs.
I gotta shout out this guy, bro. Because I was never going to read all this for my subs. You know what I'm saying? I love my subs, but I was never going to read all this. So shout out to this guy. Cam Nugget. What a peculiar name.
You once asked if I wanted to know how much you made. I said no because I didn't care. I've never depended on anyone. I've worked hard my whole life and made my own money. But still, you made me feel small for the job I had, like I was a disappointment, just for not living up to your standards. I never asked for your money, your platform, your help, any of it.
So why is she
I
streaming then?
didn't want what you had. I just wanted to be treated like I mattered, like a human effing being. But even that, I felt like too much for you. It probably bothered
why did
you
she
that I wasn't
stay?
impressed, that it didn't melt your ego, that I didn't melt for your image, your ego, your self-importance, that I saw right through you and still gave you the chance to be real. But that version of you, the one who could actually care, he never freaking existed.
Yo, why
And then
did she
came your
stay?
one grand freaking gesture, flowers, candy, a teddy bear, and a card, the first thing you ever bothered to give me, the last thing that felt remotely real. The card said, Nami, the way I feel about you is real. You are so wonderful, so gentle and kind. Not to mention sexy, I miss you and hope this puts a big ol' smile on that pretty face. See? It felt like maybe finally something was different. For a split second, I let it crack my armor. I let myself believe you. When you called that night and poured out a heart-to-heart, said, I've made a lot of mistakes, but you were never one of them, I freaking cried, because even after everything, I still wanted
That's
to
a bar.
believe you were capable of being good to me. And then the next day, someone told me they saw you in California with another girl. I already knew where you were
Damn.
going. You told me that part. But you never said who you were going with, so I assumed it was your family. That's how it always was with you. I never
he was
really knew
cheating.
what you were doing, just whatever place you decide to share. All I did was ask, calmly, the way anyone seeing someone would. I'm not the type to pry or get jealous over nothing, but when the details don't add up, I pay attention. But you snapped at me, you said it was your sister, got defensive. I wasn't accusing you of crap, I just wanted the truth. But your reaction said everything, even if it really was your sister. The guilt always slipped out before you could cover it. You always gave yourself away, and then you ghosted again. Do you know what that kind of pattern does to someone? It rewires your nervous system. It teaches you not to trust softness, not to believe.
All right, let me pause. What it seems like he just wasn't the best boyfriend. He cheated on her, supposedly. Wasn't there for her emotionally. But it's like, why stay then? You know what I'm saying? If he wasn't the right person for you. And then it's like, easier said than done. Not everybody can just leave something, especially when you're in love. You know what I'm saying? I got friends who like would rather settle and be with somebody than to be alone, you know? So I can get it. I don't get it, but I get it.
Kindness, it makes you think that if something feels good, it's probably a setup. That was the real you, not the sweet, funny persona you flashed on camera, just a selfish, image-obsessed coward who cared more about looking good than being good.
Damn.
You couldn't even stay in the same room as your own consequences because accountability doesn't get likes, right? I spent so long asking what was wrong with me, wondering how I could show up with my whole heart and still not be enough, trying to be softer, quieter, easier to love, but the truth is I was never asking for too
can't change
much.
yourself for
I just
people.
kept pouring into someone who never planned to give anything back. You knew how badly I wanted to be loved, so you breadcrumbed just enough affection to keep me hoping, then called me crazy for wanting more. And still, I gave you the benefit of the doubt every time. I let your excuses rewrite the truth, just so it would hurt a little less. I held your chaos like it was love, because that's all you ever offered. I kept handing you chances, kept trying to make sense of the hurt, kept believing maybe there was something good in you worth holding on to. That part's on me, but everything after that, that's all you. That was just the beginning. Part 2 comes later tonight, and it only gets heavier.
Yo,
So,
it's
we'll take a little
crazy.
break. That was a long one, right? That's something that could have been like on a Google Doc, right? We're used to reading those bad boys where people put like a 7,000 page Google Doc telling like everything with all the proof and screenshots and blah, blah, blah. So apparently this lady is a
Why do people
ex
do that?
Kenshin, or at least she claims to be an ex. But the messages make it seem like she was more of like a fling or more of like a friends with benefit type
Low
vibe
key,
going
yeah,
on.
low key,
And
low key.
Corey would just hit her up when he was bored, right?
Yeah,
So
he just hit her.
while
He
we're
wants
here,
some pum pum. He want to look at himself on the top. On the pum pum earlier. If it wife the gal, just want at the top.
I'll just kind of give my thoughts on this. Seems like a pretty bad situation, obviously. Really sucks that this woman feels like she was taken advantage of and whatnot. But I would hardly say that Corey is like a monster, right? He's not the best guy ever for this. It's definitely not putting him in a good light, especially
I
since he
wouldn't
is like
say
a family
cancel him.
friendly, I'm a good guy persona on the internet. But if you were to like look him up on Twitter, you would think this guy like went out and like
Like, take care of
put
puppies.
somebody out, in cold blood, just
Oh.
right in the kisser, right? But he didn't do that, right? He didn't hurt this woman physically. He didn't, R her. He didn't take advantage of her that way.
I know. That's what
He
I
was
thought. He was doing. I thought
emotionally
people were making
damaging
it
to
seem
her,
like.
right? He used her, in her words. So there we go. That's kind of the rundown. So
Yeah, the way how Twitter made it look like this thing was a dog. He was out here just, you know what I'm saying?
on graphic, and it's the stuff that I said last time. No graphic details, deeply
Is this
personal,
whole
read
part
with
two?
care.
All right, we're not
Part
gonna
two,
watch all of
where it
part
gets
two.
worse. And then came the Xbox messages. All right, go ahead and leave it now. No, I'm teasing. This is important. This is serious, but that is funny. Xbox messages. If you were like in a bad relationship and you're like cussing each other out on Xbox,
They
you have
need
got to
help.
admit that is a little laughable, right?
That's how you know, like, when you're dating someone, not to come at her, but like, that's some real internet shit. Like, come on, only a Panda Ninja and a CoryxKenshin would argue the relationship through Xbox.
Situation is not funny. Obviously,
Some
I feel
GTRP
bad for this
shit.
girl, but Xbox messages is kind of funny. Okay, back into it. It wasn't even what you said. It was how casually you said it, like nothing you'd done had ever left a scar, like you hadn't already shattered me once and just gotten bored. And then, yeah, we do have Xbox messages. CoryxKenshin 2 with a Master Chief profile picture. He's offline right now. Panda Ninja, okay, what's up? You still seeing someone? Why do you ask? Because I'm trying to F your life up some more. What? That was just a joke. Jeez, I was just asking. Never heard you curse before. That's why it threw me off. Like it was funny, like it was cute, as if the pain you caused the first
I make
time wasn't
jokes like
real.
that.
The
That's
confusion,
fucked up,
the
though.
trauma, the freaking aftermath. All just a joke now that you were bored again. My chest locked up. I wasn't even surprised. Just furious. You still had the audacity to crawl back like you were welcome, like I'd let you ruin me again for your own entertainment. You didn't come back to make things right. You came back because effing with me made you feel powerful, because you knew I used to let you in, because you counted on the damage you did to keep me soft,
She
because
make
you
him
thought
like
I'd be
he's
too
so
broken to
evil.
bite back. Corey says, because I wanted you, wanted me how? Like how I've had you, like in a relationship type of way, or something else. Like something else.
Why is
That's
she
kinda
beating
messed
around the
up. I wasn't a
bush?
toy. I know that. I wasn't just about to message you after a year and ask you to be my girlfriend. So this right here kind of confirms like they were never really in a relationship, right? Like a
She was a
boyfriend
side
girlfriend
piece.
type of thing. She wants one, it seems like, like in a relationship way or something else. And he says like something else, again, like I've said, a friends with benefit type of thing. Again, not defending him, just saying it seems like she had one way of looking at this relationship
Yeah,
and
it
he had
don't seem
another
like
way.
he's the worst person
Again,
ever,
not
bro.
defending
This is
him.
like
She said,
average
Panda
guy
Ninja,
shit.
I guess I was just a good F for you. Corey says, when you said relationship, I thought you meant I was just going to ask you out. Nah. I mean, you were, but that's not all you were. Anyway, doesn't matter. You're with someone. That's how it felt at the time. Even if I wasn't, I wouldn't have let you again. And when I did that with you is something I just can't do with anyone. You wouldn't have let me F again, lol. No, I wouldn't. I'm glad I'm the same. I don't F anyone, double bummer. The difference between you and I, though, is that I don't do it with anyone because I was SA'd. I'm not saying that for you to feel bad or whatever, but for you to understand. Corey says, I know you told me that. I didn't know I got lumped into that category with the person that did that. Panda, because I was being used for that. I guess that time where you told me how you felt was not real too? Question mark. Do you hear yourself? You knew I survived SA. You knew how hard it was to feel safe in my own body, and you used that as leverage just to
How
remind
do
me
you use
how
that
far
as
you'd gotten.
leverage?
Threw it in my face like I should be flattered. I didn't really see that in the messages.
Yeah, I didn't either.
Again, maybe there's more context that she's going to reveal later on. So far, we only have like 4 parts of this like mini series. You didn't want me. You wanted access. The version of me who froze when things felt wrong, who kept forgiving you because I thought love was supposed to hurt. When I pushed back, you got defensive. I don't know why I'm lumped into that category. If you put yourself there. Again, I wouldn't say that. There's a humongous clear line in the sand between someone who SAs people and someone who just kind of is like a ladies' man and can get into some girl's pants
I agree
and
with
then
this guy,
kind of
bro.
like ghosts her.
I agree
Yeah,
with
he's a bad
Nuggets.
dude. Yeah, that's kind of crappy to do to someone. But again, there's a huge difference from like if we're talking, P. Diddy and we're talking, CoryxKenshin, right? You crossed lines you had no right to, and you knew exactly what you were doing. Then you tried to backpedal like everything could be undone if you called it a mistake, but it wasn't a mistake. It was you being you. Corey says backpedal, you were never used for S. I need to make sure you understand that. I loved you. Like I said, I didn't have my crap together. You loved me. How is that possible? Then you had the nerve to say I loved you back then. I just didn't have my crap together, really.
It's like a
You
TV
had the
show.
money, the platform, the fans, the house, the car, everything. You had every tool to be a decent human.
And this when people say money don't buy happiness, because you can have money and have it. I don't agree with people. I think money buy happiness. That's just me. But people be saying money don't buy happiness. So just because you're successful, don't mean you're not. You don't got other stuff that's not right. Money can bring your friend back that's gone.
Being, and you still chose to be careless with someone you claimed to love. I didn't have my crap together either, but I still showed up with heart, with honesty, with care. I never used my chaos as an excuse to mind F someone else. But I guess empathy doesn't hit the same when the mirror's not pointed at you, because if someone can say I loved you after they've already destroyed you, what the F does love even mean? And if
She
anyone
really
else
wrote a
is reading this, I
paragraph.
want her to really ask yourself something. How would you feel? Would you keep making excuses for him? Would you still tell yourself it wasn't that bad? Because I did for a long time. I held in everything while they held him up. What makes it worse is how many people still praise you, how many don't know who you
I feel
really
like
are,
I
how
feel
many
like she look. I low-key feel like she feels, but she hates that he's successful being a positive guy. Like low key, I feel like I don't want to say jealous. Let me keep my opinion to
their
myself.
platforms just by orbiting yours. And while all of that was happening, something else started happening to me. Now, I guess again is a good part where I can interject. I'm not really a huge fan of CoryxKenshin. I don't think he's a bad guy by any means, and I don't think he's like an amazing guy. I've seen some of his funny clips. I think he's pretty
I've
comedic. He's
never
pretty
seen a clip
funny.
by him.
But again, like I'm not like a huge fan, so I don't really gain anything by defending this guy, right? Like
Exactly.
he's not someone that I like tune into every
There's
day,
no
all
point of
day,
being
and I'm like, oh my
biased.
god, my favorite YouTuber, I must defend him. Like this is just a dude, a content creator to me that I'm just covering his allegations, right? What would you do if the nurse called your name and the moment you sat down, the world stopped making sense? T and B TNBC stage 3A, aggressive. Now I actually Googled
What is
this.
that?
TNBC stage 3 means triple negative breast cancer, as stage 3 means the cancer has spread to
Damn.
nearby lymph nodes, but not to distant parts of the body. It's characterized by the absence of estrogen receptors, progesterone receptors, and HER2 receptors of the cancer cells. Stage 3A TNBC is
We gotta read all that.
One's already gone. No tears, just shock, like your soul stepped out of your body and left you alone to hold the news. Heart slamming against your ribs, tunnel vision, thoughts collapsing under words like chemo, mastectomy, radiation, and outside the pandemic makes sure no one there's to catch you. So I'm guessing this was like around 2020-ish, right? You're isolated, terrified, too stunned to tell
They've been
more
broke
than a
up?
handful of people because you barely believe it yourself. You walk out knowing your life just shattered, yet somehow you still have to keep walking. I reached out to people, not for comfort, but for closure, because when you've survived trauma like mine and you're forced to face the possibility that your story could end early, you do what feels right for your soul, whether anyone else understands or not. So I reached out to you. I didn't reach out because I was weak. I did it because my time was up. I wasn't taking your unfinished damage with me. And what did you say? That was the most passive aggressive cancer reveal ever. LOL.
Oh, he's crazy.
That's what Corey said. That wasn't just cold, it was freaking cruel. It hit harder than the diagnosis itself. If that kind of cruelty comes easily, were they ever human after all? I lived, and when I came out to the other side, I wasn't alone. I was held by people who loved me with no agenda. That's what healing looks like. That's what love actually is. That was the moment I realized who you really were. That was the moment. You knew my freaking story. You knew I had already been through hell. You watched your own mother go through it. You saw what it did to your own family. You felt what that word means, the fear, the fight, the way it rips everything apart. And you said it anyway, so what the F was your excuse? No questions, no compassion, just a joke. Because anyone who can witness your pain and feel absolutely nothing was never someone with a soul to begin with. Heartless. Even after I cut the cord, I couldn't breathe because you weren't just a person I left behind. You were a name the internet wouldn't let me forget. You were still everyone's favorite post, and no one.
But I don't never see him like trending anywhere. Like I know he got motion, but like, I don't. My For You is not him. I never got a CoryxKenshin clip in my life. I know of him because of friends. I don't know him because of social media. So her saying like she's seeing him all around. That's your For You. She still want to see it. You can change your For You.
Knew what it cost me. Your fans kept showing up in my DMs, acting like they had insight, but they didn't know a damn thing. And of course, there was In. She found me through your Xbox friends list, checked my profile, saw my IG in the bio, followed me, but I didn't know that yet. Just another gamer sliding in, nothing strange at first. Then one day she posted you in her IG stories, and something in me paused. Part 3 comes
what?
next. Now she's really hyping this up like, you know, we're getting to the end game, the Avengers
Yeah, she should write a
level
book
of In, whoever In is, this mysterious In character. We're already 20 minutes in
Yeah,
to this video.
I'm interested.
What do we think, ladies and gentlemen? What are we thinking so far?
I think it's spicy.
CoryxKenshin
Like it's
has
getting
a bit of
crazy.
a manipulative personality.
He don't sound like he's the best person when it comes to women, but it don't seem like he's just be canceled. I don't know what his content is. I'm pretty sure his content is gaming content, and he be trolling a lot. So it look like he's just trolling her. This is like we normally do to everybody.
Right, he's managed to sneak his way into this woman's pants, right? Apparently they weren't dating. She says they were. He didn't think they were. She's now saying that he's, you know, an abuser and whatnot. Again, we haven't gotten to any type of physical.
All right, we're gonna get to part 3. This is also part 2.
It's about your favorite YouTuber. If you read to the end, you understand the full truth. I didn't write this for attention. I wrote it so I could finally let it go. Thank you to the people who.
Which I don't agree with, because if they've been broke up, you writing something, you did it for attention. You know what I'm saying, you don't break with someone a year or two ago and then be like, man, I hate to see this man win. Let me post this shit just so I can get this off my head. No, you're doing it for attention.
Read this with care. Again, same content warning from before. Part 3, they were watching me too. So I asked, "Oh, you're a fan of Cory?" She said, "Yeah." I said, "I'm not." She followed me up with why. It came off like a curious question, like maybe she knew more than she was letting on, but I wasn't about to assume, so I kept it short. We dated, it didn't work out. I didn't realize how she even found me until later. After that post and our conversation, something felt off.
It sounds
So I did
weird.
some digging and saw she was following you on Xbox. That's when it clicked. She must have found me through Xbox. I don't know how many others she did that with. At the time, she hadn't done anything weird. She seemed nice, just another follower showing support. We had light conversations, nothing alarming. She liked some posts, messaged here and there. And when you're a creator, that kind of thing happens all the time, so I didn't overthink it, but the vibe was off. Like she was watching more than connecting. I didn't have proof, just a gut feeling, and I should have listened. And the anonymous account showed up. They started calling her out directly. At first, the way they worded it made it sound like I was part of the problem too, but that wasn't the case. I messaged them directly to clear it up. They listened. They removed the part about me. That's when they clarified they weren't trying to come for me. They were trying to warn me. And they were calling in out. They didn't have my full story, but they knew enough to see that you weren't good to me, and somehow In knew too, before she even interacted with me. That's when things started to click, because this wasn't new behavior. In had done this before. Turns out she had a reputation in your space. I didn't know that then. I was still assuming someone, especially you, might step in and
So I'm guessing that the end person is somebody that's been through the same situation as this girl, where he's been with her and wasn't really with her, just used her for whatever.
shut the chaos down. Then the account eventually explained their full intent. They wanted the truth out about you, mostly, but also about In, for the cruel, manipulative crap she was doing in your community, inserting herself into the lives of the women you were connected to, digging, meddling, then twisting things. In messaged you directly, tried to paint her own version of the story, one where I was the problem, and you were aware of what was happening.
Well, now I'm
but you
lost.
never asked me what was going on, never checked in, never even questioned why your name was suddenly tangled in quiet drama. You just watched it unfold like it had nothing to do with you, and not long after that, one of your close friends, Brandon, someone who had never acknowledged me, suddenly started watching my IG stories like clockwork, like he was assigned, like you were waiting to see if I'd finally speak. Bang Bang Brandon over here is watching.
Why is
her
that his
stories.
name?
No apology, no courage, just surveillance. And although I hate drama, and this was never something I wanted to be a part of, especially when I was minding my own
you hate drama that
business,
make this
it
whole
started to
thing?
feel like a sign, a push I didn't ask for, but maybe needed. And looking back, I'm grateful. Because of that, I met the others, the other women you hurt. One by one, I got introduced to more of them, women with stories, women with messages they never sent, women who saw the same patterns. So, who knows? We might get that Google Doc, ladies and gents, that CoryxKenshin Google Doc of apparently all these women with stories, women with messages they never sent. The same affection when it
Imagine it's like a
benefited
whole
you.
group of women that just like plied on him to like expose, like, yo, he's a whore. Which still isn't, that is regular guy shit and girl shit. Girls be whores, guys be whores. So if he's out here just being a whore, it's still not nothing too crazy.
The same withdrawal when emotions
regular
got
life.
real, blame always shifted onto another person. For the first time in a long time, the weight I'd been dragging alone didn't feel so heavy anymore. We weren't alone, and we weren't broken, just convinced we were. They stayed quiet just like I did, because they didn't think their voice would matter, because it's easier to carry the pain than to explain it. But pain doesn't need permission to be real. Maybe I was meant to be the one to speak until they're ready to. They are not alone, because everyone deserves that moment, the one where it's safe to exhale, to feel seen, to be heard, to remember they're real. This is my story to tell, and theirs to protect, until they're ready. Why speak now, as if timing ever made truth more comfortable? Because I was tired of living like your name held more weight than my voice. Tired of wondering if speaking would get me heard or destroyed. Afraid that the second I said your name, people would stop seeing me and start labeling. Then the world would care more about protecting your reputation than hearing what you did. While everything I am, everything I built, risked being overshadowed by you. Some people told me to stay quiet, thinking it would protect me, but that kind of protection still hurt, because it made me feel like the world wasn't ready to hear the truth. And maybe it still isn't. Maybe they'll still side with you. But I'd rather be hated for telling the truth than stay silent to protect your comfort.
I can understand this part right here. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can understand this part. Like, you don't like it hurts more to keep it in than to let it out. So you might as well just let it out, you know what I'm saying? So you don't stop self-hurting yourself. But at the same time, I just feel like if he did something real crazy, you know what I'm saying? Like, if he was abusive or some other shit, then okay. But him just being like a flirt, it's still not nothing crazy. I really don't think this is like, I really thought she clout chasing.
Or their denial. This was never about revenge, this is about accountability. You wore kindness in public and cruelty in private, and silence helped you get away with
She would
both.
be a great
I'm done
author,
swallowing
though.
my story so you can keep your fake reputation intact. Why didn't I leave? Because I was human, because I wanted to believe he wasn't as cold as he acted, because part of me thought love meant fighting through the worst.
Sometimes it's
People
hard to
love
leave
to
people.
ask, why don't you just leave? Like they never clung to the wrong
It'd be like that.
person
You
out
do
of
come to the
hope.
wrong person
Like they've
sometimes.
never
It'd be like
swallowed
that.
their own voice just to keep the peace. But they never ask, why did he make it so hard? Why did he keep coming back just enough to confuse me? Why did he never let me go, but never fully choose me either? I didn't stay because I was weak. I stayed because I wanted to believe it would get better, because I forgot
had
what it was
faith.
worth, because I didn't know how much damage had been done. Because when you're constantly made to feel like you're the issue, you start believing pain is what you deserve. But I'm not that girl anymore. Even soft girls snap when they've had enough, and I freaking had enough. And behind all of
How long
that,
does this
life.
go for? Let me see. Nah, she got it. Alright, let's watch this video. Let's skip ahead.
A bit of a super edgy, inappropriate joke. It's hard to tell the way she reacted to it. It's hard to tell what kind of relationship they had, what kind of humor they got away with. You guys know that you all have a group of friends that you can say certain jokes to.
Yeah, definitely.
And you have another group of friends you can't say those same jokes to. You have family members of the same type. You maybe have coworkers the same way, right? Of course, if you have a girlfriend, a partner, you probably make jokes with them you wouldn't make with other people. Again, we're just going to watch this. POV, you didn't know, this was one of the videos you'd look back on and realize he never cared. He just wanted to see how long you'd let him hurt you.
I'm still on.
I'm still on.
Then I woke up again and it was off.
Did you watch me sleep?
Hmm?
Did you watch me sleep?
Yeah,
She
I
smiling
actually did
and
some to you
shit.
while you were asleep too.
What?
I'm sorry.
She
I just got
smiled
this,
after he said that, though.
I do, you know.
What?
I didn't hurt you. You're good, right?
What you do, Corey?
Don't worry about it.
Corey?
Good.
She smiling and
Corey, what
shit,
did you do?
Do not.
laughing.
Look, this camera on my face. I didn't do anything.
He did something, and I'm gonna find out.
So, again, they both seem to be in a giggly mood. He could possibly just be making a edgy joke. They both know it's an edgy joke.
And she
I wasn't
cool
in
with
that
it.
room. I wasn't, sitting there with the camera watching. I can't say that CoryxKenshin actually did something. This is a video going around. People are accusing CoryxKenshin of also essaying her, possibly
She would've
taking
said that,
advantage of
though.
her because he made this possible joke. Again, if it's a joke, she laughed, he laughed. Nobody really got touched in their sleep. I don't know. I don't care, right? If he did do something to her in her sleep, highly inappropriate.
On the next episode of
Dragon Ball Z, where you going with this? I'm still
That's
on.
the end of that video. Now, her most recent post was about 2 hours ago, saying the timing wasn't about views or his career, it was about when I finally had the strength to speak.
they've been broke
This wasn't
up.
easy for me. This wasn't for strangers to validate me. This was for peace. I have more messages, more pictures. I have more than enough, but I don't owe anyone my pain just to be believed.
So what's the
If
point
you
of
read the
exposing
letter,
half
you'd
of it?
understand I don't care about anything he has. I don't give a F about it. If I did, I would have cared when we were dating. I would have clung to it. I would have used it to boost myself, but I didn't. I stayed quiet. I walked away because I never wanted what he had. I just wanted to heal. And to the people defending this like it's normal, it's not. It's never been okay. He can say whatever he wants now, but that doesn't erase what he did to me or to other people. This could have been your mom, your sister, your aunt, your cousin, your friend, someone you care about. You don't see it because it didn't happen to
And I
you.
would have told that person, if it was my family, yo, get away. Don't be with him. He obviously looking for love. Still wouldn't shun him.
And she included a picture of them in New York, and there's like this picture of them kissing at like the photo booth, and then there's a picture of them kissing right here. She says, "I am finally free."
Why would she post a
And
picture
that is
then?
the Corey X
If,
Kenshin
if this is my woman and she posts another picture of her ex and her kissing saying I'm free, I don't know.
situation, ladies and gentlemen, as of 2 hours ago, which would be midnight on July.
So they've been broke up. Now she's posting it. I think she's clout chasing. Maybe I'm biased. I don't even know the dude that's to be biased. Remember, these are just allegations. Instance of proved guilty. But even the allegations are just him. It's just of him being a whore. There's nothing like that's not illegal. That's not. You know what I'm saying? The dumb shit leaves where she used to expose him. Just came off as she explained why she was using me to break the news so stupid. Yeah, that's something that's crazy to me. It's being more evident right now. It seems like it's trying to get back in here because they're envious. I won't be caring until real proof comes out before it gets. I don't feel like we do any of it at all. Honestly, but if I'm Corey, I'm not even responding to this. I'm a black man. The world's already trying to tear me apart. Every time I step outside, somebody might try to kill me for being successful and black. I'm not responding to this. He ain't do nothing crazy. And if let's say he really is everything she said, which is like pretty much a whore, this isn't like something where I would respond to. So what? Like, yes, you know what I'm saying? Nah, if I was getting real allegations about like being abusive or just something real crazy, like, you know what I'm saying? Illegal, I respond. But just a girl saying I'd be around town or I'd be emotionally using them just so I can hit and then go on to the next girl is not where it's like women do this, men do this, it's not illegal. And you do this, oh, it sounds like they weren't in committed. She expected the relationship to be committed. Also, now she's heartbroken. That's why she's going after his career. Exactly. Because she's thinking about his name. She saw an opportunity to try to ruin it. Exactly. I'm thinking the same thing as this guy's who becomes talking about. Spot on, they say exact spot on. I'll stay tuned for updates. Me and Cam Nugget and we are thinking the same thing. Yeah, she mentioned about Cora saying she wants to know how much it makes for say no, but feel smaller than him for not earning more than him. I agree with the comment section. Cam Nugget, put my nuggets on. I like Cam. Saying shout out to dude, bro. I agree with him. I agree. What y'all think though? Comment down below. What y'all think?